What's up, internet? So I got a lot of requests for it, so in today's video I'm going to talk about practice mode, how to use it, and some of its features. First of all, the way I like to use practice mode is I like to look at it in two different purposes. One reason to use practice mode is to learn more about your own character. For example, combos or setups or frame data or anything of that sort. For that reason, in practice mode I like to select my opponent as my own character, and I'll explain this a little more later. But the second purpose for using practice mode is to learn how to defend against another character. So in this game you can have your opponent select two characters because it's a tag game, so it really streamlines practice mode in that way. So you can have one of your opponent's characters be, in this case, a mirror, which is Armor King, and then the other character can be whoever you want to learn to defend against. Now that you've selected your characters, this is pretty much what practice mode is going to look like. You can obviously choose which stage you're going to play on, and each stage has its own walls or whatever that's breakable. The practice mode stage, which is selected by, I believe, holding R1 in the stage select screen, this is the practice mode stage, and it has every type of wall, so it has balcony and floor and all those danger zones and all that stuff. So once you're in practice mode, one of the first things you're going to want to do is turn position reset on. That's going to be here in position settings, and you're going to want to hit battle position and set it to the default position, which is where in the center of the ring where you start every match. Now what that does is it allows you to goof around and try a combo or whatever, and then whenever you hit select plus X, it'll position reset to the middle of the stage. So that's very convenient, and it was available in Tekken 6. But the new features in this game are, in position settings you can manipulate what the default position is. So let's say I want to practice a wall combo. You set it to wall hit, and when I push select plus X, I'm at a wall every time. So let's say I want to do this wall combo. Oh, but I messed it up. Oh, let me just position reset and no problem. Let's say we ended up way off axis. Position reset, I'm back to practice this wall combo. You can also do that for many other situations, like this stage, like I said, has all the different types of walls. So let's say I want to practice a floor break combo. You can set the position to be over a breakable floor, and then boom, there's my floor break, no problem. So that's very convenient. Another interesting thing with position reset is you can manipulate what side you're on as well. So you can do, let's see, you could put me on the on an angle, like check that out. I'm at a side turn when you position reset. That way you can test different setups or whatever. That's not as useful as just the putting you next to the wall or putting you in the middle of the ring, but it can have uses. You can also position reset to a downed position, which is very interesting. Like some characters have moves that get off the ground, you know, and you want to practice those. So that's what's convenient with that. So another thing that's in practice mode that I think is useful, but it kind of is obsolete because of the record function, is these three settings. Action settings 1 is pretty much what the opponent is going to do when you position reset. I should turn that off so that it doesn't screw with the rest of this tutorial. But those features are good because, you know, quickly you can see if something's a natural combo by going to action setting 2 and setting it to guard all. You can like hit them with the string, and then they'll automatically block it if it's not a natural combo, and then you can test things like that. And it's useful, but like I said, it gets kind of replaced by record function, which I'll talk about in a minute. Another interesting feature in practice mode is the advanced settings. Now in advanced settings it has the, I don't know why this isn't a left-right toggle. By the way, Namco, this should have been a left-right toggle. I don't know why I have to push X and go into another field here, but this is how you turn on counter hit, and this is how you set the computer to do things like throw escape. You can also manipulate rage for you, your partner, your opponent, and your opponent's partner character, which is very cool. And you know, there's little features like that. You can also turn on input delay. I don't know why someone would want to practice with lag, but you can do that. And you can also manipulate all the heads-up display features like command history or whatever. But now the most important part of practice mode, which was not available in Tekken 6 and I complained about quite a bit, is defensive training. Now in this game you have the ability to record up to 5 sets of moves and randomly play them back to you. Now people may not understand why that's important. Let's say you have a setup and you want to know if this works and how to get out of it. So what you would do is, in a mirror situation like this where you have Armor King versus Armor King, you would go to CPU setting 1, hit record, and now what you can do here is it shows that little clock, and that means your recorded setup can only be 30 seconds long. Now what you do is you hit select and that clock will start ticking, and that's when you input your setup or whatever it is. So you hit select, and let's say I'm going to do sidestep 2 3 plus 4, see how that works. Then you unpause it and you have this little meter here. What this meter does is it tells the AI what frequency to do or how frequently to do your setup, and that comes into play when you set up 2 through 5. So what you can do is you can record 5 different setups and then randomize them based on this frequency to, you know, defend against them, and that's very convenient. Now that I have that recorded, you hit select plus circle and this guy's gonna hit me with this setup, and then now I can see how to get out of it. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try it again. Oh, maybe I should side roll. That didn't work. So you can see how that's very effective. Now, another excellent use for the record function is to figure out frame data. So what you do is you hit record again, hit select, and do, let's say, a hop kick. So when you unpause and you let it play that back, he's going to do the hop kick, and you're going to be able to punish it. Another excellent feature in the practice mode of this game is that if you punish something correctly, there is now an indicator that will tell you if it was a good punish, right there on the left of the screen. It's right under counter. I left counter hit on, but it doesn't really affect things. I'll turn it off so you can get a clearer view of that. But yeah, there's a new indicator that tells you if you punished correctly, which is really cool, and that can become a factor when you're trying to practice things like punishing with electrics or, you know, things like that. None of this stuff was possible to practice on your own in Tekken 6, so this is really a blessing for people who know how to utilize it correctly. I can't tell you enough how many situations and setups and just all types of things you could do with a record function in this game. Essentially what it means is you can actually test things in real life situations by defending against your own setups if you utilize practice mode correctly. You can also use these record functions, as I've mentioned before, as throw break trainers. You can record multiple setups of multiple throws and then randomize them and then test your ability to see the hands and break the throws. I mean, I could literally sit here and tell you a million examples as to why record function is extremely important, but just take my word for it, it's very important. I did skim over it a little earlier, but I think I should go into it a little more. In the freestyle settings, what you can do here with action on the floor is set up a tech roll. So if you are practicing combos, you can make it so that, oh, you know, he'll tech out of your combo. You can also practice defending against tag crash this way. So down here you have the ability to set the opponent to tag crash. So you just do a combo, whatever, and then you can defend against tag crash. So basically the moral of the story is that the practice mode in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is about 1,000,000 times better than the shitty practice mode in Tekken 6, and I couldn't be happier about that. The features could be a little bit more streamlined. I did have a couple problems with, you know, having to go through another field of yes, no, or random here when it could have just been a toggle in this previous screen. But I mean, you know, beggars can't be choosers at this point. They could have just given me a bootlegged practice mode like they did in Tekken 6 and I would have had to live with it, you know. So I'm very happy with the practice mode, and I hope that the people watching this, if you didn't know how to use practice mode or didn't quite understand how useful record function is, hopefully you learned how it's important. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe, rate, and comment, and I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.